Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Any project implementations fall under these 5 methods. One is project preparation. Next one is business blueprint and third one is realization. Fourth one is final preparation. Fifth one is collect. Any implementations they fall under this method as a project, as a methodology or agile methodology, active methodology for the H4HANA implementations. As of now, most of the projects, people are following the SAP methodology. These SAP methodology fall under these 5 phases. One is a project preparation, business blueprint, realization, and final preparation and goal. What they will do in this methodology? Once you know this project implementation strategy or methodology, how we will perform the end-to-end operations. Each of these 5 phases will have again 5 different. In this project preparation method, what are the different 5 phases? First one is project planning and project charts. Define of a project scope and project standards and team skills development. What is mean by project planning? Before we talk about SAP implementations, first to the plan project planning. Like a business will tell we want to implement SAP, but this is our timelines. They have some planning about that particular project and they have the roadmap. For example, we want to live this project by next year November. And they will tell and deadline. And depends on that, we will prepare the charts like by this month, December, you able to try to finish all your BBP sign off. And 3 months we will take the configuration signed. 2 months we will take the testing. And 1 or 2 months we will go for the unit testing. Then we will take the sign off from the business. Then we will go for the live. This kind of some planning will be done in the project planning phase. Once it is done, once a planning phase is done, then I will try to prepare the project charts. What do you mean by project charts? It is a step-by-step, a pictorial diagram of what we discussed where we are in the quality phase, when we are in the quality phase and all those things that can be included in the project charts. And we will also define the scope of project. For example, one of the organization is there in the different continents or different industries, different countries. We won't implement SAP directly to all the continents in one go. That is like a huge impact for them. What we will do? We will go by country-wise implementations. Like we will implement India first and Sri Lanka second, Nepal third, Afghanistan, Pakistan fourth phase. Like that, we will implement the SAP in the different phase size. That is a scope like. This is a faster phase. We are going to finish and countries, and second phase we are going to finish and. That kind of scope we are going to define in the project preparation phase. Next one is our project standards. In the project standards generally, what are the tools we are going to use and what are the terms and conditions for all those things that will be detailedly discussed in the project standards. And the next one is a team skills development. In the team skills development, for example, business have some new process called as a vendor invoice payment. But it is not in our SAP Consultant Dodo. They are using some different tracking tools. Our consultants don't know. Not sure about that, a tracking pattern. What we are going to do is we are going to use that one. That we are going to use by team skills development, that we are going to give the training to our consultants. This is about the project. Preparation phase will be included. These are the non-deliverables. The next is a business blueprint phase. What we are going to in the business blueprint phase. Here generally, we are going to conduct business workshops. What we are telling the business workshops. In the business workshops, we are going to give a training about entire SAP processes like organization structure and the master data, the transaction data. What is meant by release procedure, pricing procedure, how the inventory movements will be happen and accounting determination. These are all the topics we are going to try to give within 1 or 2 days. Once this workshop is done, even business will also give their business model to us. Business will tell us like we have and processes. We have and processes and all those things they will tell. Whatever they told to us that, we will make it as a point by point notes. Apart from that, if you want to ask any questions, then we will ask QA. This is one of the sheet. You're going to understand their business processes. Like you can ask, what are the production plant? Any various? Is there how their stock keeping will be happen? How many purchasing departments they have? What kind of procurement they're doing? This kind of all process we can ask. Generally business will give all idea about to us. Once as it is done, parallel to the QADB, we will prepare the as is document. As is document means what they are following on today, how they are going to do the business, how they are doing the business. That as is document we are handling here. Next is a to be document. In the to be document how this process can be mapped to the SAP. For example, they told they give an order to the vendor and they will call and confirm your order is confirmed. Then vendor will supply this material. They will take the stock in our plant and they will do the payment after 90 days. How we will map the same process. Order X to the vendor, then it is called as a purchase order. You need to raise by mid-to-VN and call them to confirm order. It is called as a release. and take the stock into storage location. This is like how we do perform the goods receipt and invoice payment that we are doing by Miro. This is like how we are handling as is and to be documents. Once as is and to be is done parallelly, our like requirement discussions is happen continuously. And parallelly we will also identify gaps. Generally, what is meant by gap? Gap is a process like which cannot be implemented by the standard SAP. We have some of the processes we have. Apart from that process, if business is using something different that is we don't have in our hands, in that case, what will happen? That is a gap to us, like we cannot implement it by our standard process. That kind of things we are handling through the enhancements that we call as a gap fit analysis. We'll try to provide a solution to the business by doing some enhancements. What are the gap fit enhancements? Like a gap can be identified in the different ways. It can be fall under these 5 categories. What are the 5 categories? One is a rise of abuse. It fall under the gap fit analysis, fall under the rise of abuse. What is meant by rise of both? Rise of abuse, it is a concept called 8 to identify the gaps and try to close the gap by using of this concept. Here, what is meant by R? R is nothing but reports. Your business have already having some reports. But apart from that, business is expecting something new, already existing. They want to add some points on the thing. Already, some report is there on top of that. They want to add some more fields to that particular report. That is called as a R. R means reports generally. Next is I means interfaces. What do you mean by interfaces? Like you have the SAP system and you have the another third party system. And you want to give a linkage from one to another and the data need to flow from the one module to another module. Like one system to another system. That can be handled in case of the interfaces. Here in the interfaces generally we will use the IDOCs. How the data will be flown from one module to another model by using the IDOCs. We have the different standard IDOCs there. With the help of the technical team, we are going to start that different IDOCs there. That's about the IDOCs. SC. SC is nothing but the conversions. What is meant by conversions? Conversions generally we use for the at the time of the cutovers. What kind of conversions? Generally for the conversions, we will use the LSMLO. Or we will ask ABPAS. ABPAS to like develop one program that can be used to upload the mass data. That is called as a conversions. Next is enhancements. Enhancements is a part like where you are going to handle some system checks. Even it is not available in our system, but we will put some system checks by using these enhancements. That is called as enhancement. Next is the forms. Generally, the PO printouts and all those things we are going to handle by using of these forms. F means forms. PO printouts, PR printouts and other printouts we are going to handle by the forms. And the next is the O means workflow. Generally, for this kind of workflow, we have the workflow consultant. That guy will be sent automatically orders. Automatically orders to the next approval. Generally, workflows we are using in the approval strategies. There, we are using this sending the information to the workflow consultant. These are the different LICF view we are using. And the next one is the which will be plays a major role when you are going to handle your gap. Any gap generally fall under the below phases here. Any development or anything which will be fall under this ICF view, and we will identify how much time it will be take and what are the things we need to done. Then we will take the development on that ICF view. Once it is done, then we will parallelly try to handle the blueprint. Whatever the process is, whatever the gaps, everything is done that we will prepare one business blueprint document. In that one, we will put all those things, and there also we will put the gap. Then we will share that BPP document to the business. Then we will ask the sign up from the business. Once we will get the sign up from the business, then that is called as then we will start asking for the development servers. For this to come to this customization, like configurations, generally it will take 2 to 3 months. Because business need to give the proper idea. The process and all those things, and you need to work on that to give the proper solution about that one. That is about how the blueprints can be handled. Once it is done, then we'll take the sign off and we will start the training to the business like in level 1 and level 2. Level 1 training means how to log into the SAP, how to log off. The basic training, the SAP, how to run the reports, and all those things we are going to provide to the business. Once it is done, then what will happen? It can be, we'll start the configuration. Once you start the configuration, we are moving into the phase called as a realization phase. Here we will start the configuration of the enterprise structure, master data, transaction data. All those things can be handled here. Here we will handle all the configurations and we'll start the UT. UT is nothing but unit testing in the development server. Like for example, I created a plant. Now I need to check whether this plant is properly created or not. That is called as a general unit testing. For example, if we do the material creation, then we will material configurations we did, then we will see whatever the backend setting says, everything is working fine or not. That kind of things we are going to handle in the unit testing. Once this unit testing is done, then we will move the TR to the quality server. In the quality server, we are going to perform integration testing. What does it mean by integration testing? Integration testing means here we are, like follow all the business cycles like P2P cycles, subcontracting consignment, stock transfers from ZM side. FI side, they will follow SD side. They will follow their sale, auto creation and all those things. They are going to follow in the integration scripts. Once consultant will do the integration testing, then we are going for the user manual creations like material creation. How to create all those things that we will prepare all the documents and we will give the level 2 training. Level 2 training means a process training that scripts will prepare and that scripts will share to the business and the business will perform their business process in the SAP. Once they performed and they confirm which is working fine, then we will take the sign up from the business. Once we will get the sign up from all the processes, as well as we will ask the business to test the gaps. Gap swings, which is a V developer. That all things will ask the business to test and ask for the sign off. Once the sign off is done, then we will ready to move all our transported requests to the production servers. What are the things we'll move? First of all, we will move the configuration changes. Then we will check all the configurations is correct or not. Then we will check the number and just working fine or not. Then we will check the period postings working fine or not. These all things can be handled in the period postings. The next is, once all the changes is moved to production, then we will start the cutover. Cutover is a strategy. In the cutover, we are going to maintain or upload the legacy data. What is mean by legacy data? Here the legacy data is considered as a open POs, open PRs, open stock, and as well as open and GR, what not everything. Everything will consider as a cutover that we are going to upload in the system. Once this cutover data is uploaded in the system, and then like a hypercare support will be start. Hypercare support means we are going to the persons who implemented this SAP. These guys will be there in the hypercare and people will be into the support 24/7 per 1 month. Once it is done, then this project will be handled to the support team. Once it is handed to the support team, those guys will do the like, SLA. Based on this SLA, those guys will be working on the issues. This is like how we are. Once it is done, then go live. This is like how we are going to handle this SAP methodology. You clear this one? That is a methodology we followed under the SAP methodology that generally we use it in the ECC implementations. Now there is a new versions available in the SAP that is called as S4HANA. In the S4HANA, some people are using active methodology. Some people are using SAP methodology. Some people going for the agile methodology as well. What does it mean by active methodology? The deliverables, whatever we discuss, that is, everything is same. But the naming conventions will be changed over here. And in the active methodology, we are not going to perform most of the. We're not able to create the most of the configuration documents here. In the SAP methodology, it's our wish or it's business requirement or industry changes. For active methodologies, you don't have to know. It is like a way of methodology we are following. That can be decided by product manager. If we told we need to go for active, then we need to go for the active. If we need to go for the SAP, we need to go for the SAP. Whatever they suggest, we need to go for that one. It is only for project manager. SAP suggests if you want to implement ECC, then go for the SAP methodology. If you go for S/4HANA implementations, go for the active methodology. And that's what a project is preferred. Say preferred solutions. Generally, consultants will follow how the SAP told implement the same method we will follow. It's like active methodology, considered as again 6 phases here. First one is a discover phase. Second one is a prepare phase, and the third one is explore phase. And fourth one is a realization phase, and fifth one is a deploy phase, and sixth one is a run phase. What we have? The discovery phase. Discovery phase is like what kind of software you need to implement. And what are the business process you need to implement. That can be happens. The decision can be taken in the discover phase. Once it is done, then we are moving into the prepare phase. Here, in the prepare phase, we generally readiness the servers. And we are onboarding the consultants, and business requirement gathering will be happens here. And next one is to generally it is a prepare phase, is nothing but the project planning phase. Whatever the deliverables we will cover here, that all things will be covered, and we will gather all the requirements and exploration phase. Then we will say it is as per the SAP standard solution, or we need to tweak the solution, like we need to go for the ISFO. How many things are to with respect to the standard we can directly go and implement, and what are the which is not done by the standard SAP. If it is not, then we need to go for the ISFPU. Then that's about the exploration phase. Until once you come to exploration phase, you are ready with how many process you are going to implement by standard SAP business process, and how many processes which we need to do the enhancements. That can be handled in the exploration phase. Once it is done, then we'll go for the realization phase. In the realization phase, what things will be happen first is we will going to do the configuration. And like we'll try to do the configurations and try to work on the ISFPDOs. And we'll try to perform the testing. Here it is. In the realization phase, initially we do all the developments in the development server. Once it is done, we will perform the development which is working fine. Then we'll move on. Changes to the quality server. Once it is moved to quality server, we will try to check all the solutions which is working fine or not in the quality server. And we will do the one round of testing in the quality server. After that, then we will give a training to the business because business has no idea how to use the SAP. There we will give the level 1 training and level 2 trainings. Like the process testing, all the trainings will be given to the business. Then those guys will perform the end-to-end testing. UT or UAT, they will perform by the business. Once they are good with the processes which we developed, then they will give the sign-off processes. Once the sign-off process is done, then we will move our solution to the production servers. Once you move these changes to the production server, which will call it as a leave. In the deploy phase, we will move all the transport. And we will ask business. Once we'll move the solutions to the transport, the question is move to the production server. Then we will try to upload all the data like legacy data like material master, vendor master and open transactions like purchase orders, all those things. We are going to load that in the system. Once it is done, then we will confirm like all things are loaded. Then business need to work on the like all the things in the production server. That thing need to done. That is phase. We'll call it as a deploy phase. Once deploy is done, then once all our cut over strategy will perform in the deploy phase, then we will call it as a run phase. Here business will run day-to-day transactions. If any issues, they will come up and then we will try to provide the solutions and we need to work on that. This is like how we will perform like SAP methodology and active methodology. In the active methodology, most of the time we will following the standard solutions and we are going to reduce this customization. This is about how this SP and active methodology we are trying to work on that one. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.